purpose for your future reference. This recording would be made available on our YouTube channel. So you can go and browse and look for SEC Online channel on YouTube, and then look for your college name, and there'll be a session over there. It'll be a day two. Day one would be for the yesterday session we took, and day two would be your session. So do it, go accordingly. Anyone from the yesterday session who had joined in today can let us know in the chat. So this is the second session for SEC Online for GLC, and we are really happy that the numbers are increasing day by day. Yesterday we had a couple of members who joined in. Today it's again a good number. So to start with, let me answer this question that you might have, you might not have, but let me address this big fat elephant in the room. That is, if everything is being made available for free of cost on Supreme Court of India website, on India Qanun and other websites, why do we need it? Mr. Anna, could I request you please share your screen?
Yeah.
And while Mr. Anna is going to share his screen, first thing, let's talk about India Qanun and other free websites. Supreme Court is no doubt authenticity is 100%. So we'll come to that as well. What is the difference? But then let's talk about the difference between India Qanun and SEC Online. See, there are a lot of research tools which are free cost available, including Google for that matter. And all this information is never vetted. So what you see, what you search for, it's a high possibility that the information is not, verified. So the information that you are going for, you might have to come back and authenticate that information before you go before the court, or for your submissions, or for that matter, your moot courts. You don't want to carry that badge on your shoulder or in your chest, rather, saying that someone is saying that you brought unapproved information or or information which is not authentic. You are misleading the court. You don't want to. You want to go through that. So that's why all these free portals are. I can take you through all that and show you what are the loopholes and all stuff. But I think it's not fair because they're not here to defend themselves, and neither I want to defend them. But at the same time, I do not want you guys to compromise with your future or take a chance with your future. So please trust my words. But if anyone wants to challenge me on that you want to know why these India Qanuns or free portals are not authentic, I am more than happy to give you that if it's in a question. Otherwise, take my words for it. For as far as Supreme Court is concerned, Supreme Court gives you all the information, yes. It gives you the information. It's a bare judgment, which means the judgment text would be available. And the judgment might run into 500 pages, sometime running into 1,000 pages, sometime into 100 pages for that matter. And you might not have the time to go through those 100 pages. And then on the top of it, you sometimes want to see that the judgment that you're reading, was it cited anywhere or not? Now, Supreme Court does not do that. Supreme Court gives you the judgment. Wherever it's been cited, been referred and all, Supreme Court does not keep a track of that. Then features like over the period of time, when judgment is being run around in the fraternity as a precedent, sometimes it also gets overruled. Supreme Court doesn't take care of that as well, because Supreme Court will give you the judgment, and that's the work done for Supreme Court. It's giving you information. It's putting the information on the public domain, and Supreme Court of India website is a public domain, so you can easily access it. But will you be able to get the latest information on that case? What is the status of that case or not? Where was it cited? Was it referred? Do you get the head notes? Do you get the ratio separately? All those things are not done by Supreme Court. And that's where the publishers like SEC Online and Eastern Book Company comes into play. Okay. Now, first thing first, before we jump into this session of SEC Online, where we'll be talking about how to do the research, how to get better results, what result, getting one search or looking for one particular sentence, what are the different ways you can type in that search? What are the different ways you can more, comprehend and type that in a certain way, so that in one search you might get 100 results, but making a tweak, a small adjustment with the words here and there, deleting some extra words and putting some only the main words. From 100, the result might jump to 1,000. So our today's session will help you understand how to do legal research. And this learnings you can apply to any other research tool as well. Okay. Now, first thing first, SEC Online, yes, you need that, and we go on talking about that. But what is more important? Important is how to access SEC Online. Right now, we all understand that we are not in the campus, and we will be accessing all the databases like SEC Online remotely. So do not open SEC Online directly by going to Google. It will not give you the access. Rather, you need to go through your remote access feature. And what is that remote access? We're going to show it to you. Mr. Raina, could I request you to please show us the email that members should expect from us? This is an email that you should be expecting from us. When I say us, do not look for SEC Online. Look for the sender as MyLoft. You can see the sender myloft.xyz. That's the sender you should be expecting an email from. And if you don't see it in your mailbox, please check your spam folder or junk folder for that matter. Or if you're using your Gmail account, then do check your promotion and social folders as well. Now, we have sent this email long back time. It's not that we'll be sending it today. So you should go and check your mailbox right away. And what you see this kind of email and says set password. You click on set password. It'll open up into a different tab. So we're going to show that to you right now. So we click on set password. And it opens up like this, MyLoft. And you click on login. Mr. Raina, just, yeah, thank you. Just launch web. And over here, before it asks for select institute, it'll ask you to set your password. So you can set your password because Mr. Raina has already done that in the past. So that step has been skipped. Right now, if you search for GLC, Mr. Raina, could you please do that? You will see in GLC, you will only be getting your Ernakulam Center, not the Kodikoi that you are a part of. So right now, we are in the process of adding your university, your center as well onto this database. Till now, till that time, do not search for GLC, search for SCC Online. So for that time, for this meantime, your institute would be SCC Online. You search for that, it comes in the drop down, you click on continue, and that's about it. You will get to your ID and password screen. Now over here, like I said, you will already have your password. ID would be the same ID on which you have received this particular email. You click on sign in. Mr. Raina, could you please remove that extension?
Already done. Yeah.
Done that? Thank you so much. So if you see this says the MyLoft browser extension is required access to library, click on add extension. So you click on add extension and it will open the Chrome store. If you're using a Edge, it will open an Edge web store. If you're using Chrome, doing that, add extension, and that's about it. You have now successfully logged in, and it'll automatically reroute you to the official website. And there we are. Now in this, you go to e-resources, and then from there, go to database. Once you click on databases, right now it says SCC Online. Eventually, once we have put in your institute name over there, all the other databases, apart from SCC Online, if the university has taken any other databases, all those databases will be available over there. So you click on SCC Online, it opens up SCC Online page. So rather than going directly through Google, what you've done is you went to MyLoft, you went to e-resources, then from e-resources you went to databases, and from databases you went to SCC Online. So there's one authentication that needs to be taken care of. That is through MyLoft. And once you come to SCC Online, you have this login screen. You click on login. It will give you two options. Now, this is very important. One is user login, another one is IP login. If any point of time you do not get this IP login, will be a reminder for you that you have missed out a step. So IP login is the confirmation that, okay, you have followed all the steps and it's been synced, authentication has taken place, right? Now over here, you put in your ID. Mr. Raina, could you put the ID like, some other ID which is not being registered? Now, there can be a possibility when you click on your ID, type in your ID and click on login now, a message like this comes on the screen, which says login ID not registered. Now, what do we do? If, like I said, it's not registered, so we have to register it. So for that, just below the login now option, there's an option of register here. We click on register here. We put in our login ID, the ID that we have chosen, we tried to put in the last time, and you put in the full name and click on register and login. The next screen, which will it'll ask for your your graduation year of graduation. You put that over there, you're good to go. So next time you come in, Mr. Raina, we can just take us back again. The next time you come in, it'll simply ask for your ID. Now, Mr. Raina is going to use the ID that he has already registered with. Mr. Raina, before you do that, okay, could you just go back to SCC Online homepage one more time? Don't log in. And just open the data coverage into a different tab. Data coverage web edition. We also like to talk about what all databases you get access to through SCC Online. And now, can you download the PDF quickly? It'll be an easier one. So we have, we're giving you access to the entire, all Supreme Court judgments, all the high courts, then various tribunals, then various committee reports. Then apart from that, your Privy Council Federal Court data, which is before independence apex courts, those judgments comes over here. Then statutory material, that means central acts, state acts, bills in parliaments, circulars, notifications from various ministries. Then the Constituent Assembly debates, the Constitution of India, your legal articles from various journals, Indian plus international, then 24 plus international countries. That includes your US, UK, West Africa, South Africa, all the neighboring countries, all the SAARC countries data, and also your international courts, which includes your Permanent Court of Arbitration, WIPO, International Court of Justice, the courts which are not run for the betterment of a particular country, but for the betterment of the world, which takes care of cases which are of world importance, global importance. So those courts comes over here. Then, having said all of this, it also gives you international treaties and bilateral treaties or multilateral treaties. But then there's one important factor which you would not be able to find anywhere in other softwares, that is your moot court resources. You'll get access to all the moot court resources that we've been sponsoring from past so many years. So even if you have not been a part of that moot court, you will be able to see the problem that was given in that case, in that particular moot court. Also, the winning team memo, and from both the side, applicant and respondent will be given to you, and you'll be able to access it. So it's a big depository of in its own self, so you can refer to that. Now, having said all of this, it also gives you, Mr. Anna, just stay on the screen. It also gives you like till when this data has been updated. So you can see Supreme Court judgments have been updated till 16th of June. Privy Council Federal Court, they have already been, stopped. They're not functioning anymore. The date has been fixed. The Rajasthan High Court has been updated till 16th of July, and other courts as well. So the data is updated, and you see the information rightly over here. You don't have to run here and there. Then on the screen, on the left side screen, you see it says in Supreme Court, it says 1969 till date with true print. And you see this true print very often in other entries as well. Now, what does true print means? You cannot go to the library, can you, right now? And even if you can, I think we are still very skeptical that should we touch the book, it might have a virus or all stuff. So we are avoiding all that stuff. So what we have done is we have brought all the entire library onto in your pocket. So if you're using a mobile phone, you have SSC Online app, you're good to go. If you have a laptop, you have a browser, you can access SSC Online. You have entire library. When I say entire library, I mean the entire SEC library, along with other journals like ILR, DRJ, DLT, Martial Law Journal, the tie-ups that we have done, we have brought their journals, all these journals, printed material onto the software, which means if you try to take a printout, and that one judgment has been printed by any of our Alliance journals or by us, and you take a printout, you will get the original copy, how it was printed in the books. So basically, you're getting an e-book of that particular journal, entire journal. Okay. And those of you who must be wondering that how many journals do we have? See, we have tied up with a lot of publishers. India, just to give you a number, SEC runs around somewhere around close to 500 volumes, 480 something is the volumes that we are running in right now. This only SEC. And if you go in the market to buy the entire set of all these volumes, it'll cost you somewhere close to around 3 lakh rupees only for SEC. Similarly, because we're tied up, we have brought all the journals. Right now, you'll be able to access 15,000 volumes of information through this software. 15,000. And if you do it in the multiplication of, in the monetary terms, if 3 lakh is around SEC Online for one journal, you can do your maths for 15,000 other journals or 15,000 other volumes, right? So, anyone?
Yeah, Mr. Raina, on my side, my screen is blank. Is it same on your side, Mr. Chetas?
It's okay. It's okay. We can see it. So please, maybe you just rejoin it.
I'll rejoin. Yeah.
Rejoin.
Yeah. Okay. So, Mr. Raina, let's log in now and let's show everyone why we have why we have gathered over here and how can we use it. So we did the IP login and we came over on this particular screen. Now you see this colorful screen, looks nice, but for some of you it will also look intimidating, like why there's so much of information, why there's so much of tabs. Be rest assured of one thing, irrespective of whatever tab you use, you'll be accessing the same database. But what we have done is we have given you a lot of options so that you can get specific results. We have given you one global search, that is the word search. You can see the first blue tile, that's a word search, that's a global search. You type a word, it'll search in the entire database. Whatever we have spoken about, Supreme Court, High Court, Privy Council and all stuff, you type a word, wherever that word is occurring, it'll search in the entire database. But sometimes you want to be really, really specific. So that being specific, I mean to say that sometimes you have a party name and you want to open only that judgment. For that, you go to find by party name. Sometimes you have a citation, which means that you do not want to see where all the citation was being referred, cited and all stuff. You want to see the case which is linked with that on that citation. So you go to find by citation. And then that's how you have other find by topic and words and phrases. We'll talk about this in the due course of time. But then you come to the red tiles. Red tiles works in a different way. What is that different way? It is that you don't want to type, you will not be required to type a single word over here. You can simply look at the information. Like I said a few minutes back that we'll be giving you access to the library. This is exactly what I mean by library. Can I show you one example before we get into the full-fledged session? Mr. Raina, could you please help us with browse acts and rules? Now we click on this. Now it says browse acts and rules. That means all the acts and rules should be here. So we can see the Constitution of India, central acts, central notification, state acts, state notification, other countries' acts as well. So we take central acts for example. So the list of acts will open up over here. Mr. Raina, can you take Contract Act? So we click on Contract Act, the entire act will open up over here. We haven't typed a single word. We got what we were looking for, right? Please scroll down further. And now you see there are blue color boxes which are coming in. Please keep scrolling down. It says gift, good enough, void contract. Now let's hold on over here. Now it says void contract, the contract effected in the absence of one of the trustee by the remaining trustees in the absence of any stipulation and all stuff. Now this is not the text of the Bail Act. What is it then? This is the one important judgment from my team of editorial members who are giving you this reference that on this point, if you search, if you do a word search, you'll get so many judgments. But to start your search, it's a recommendation from my team that you should start your search on this, because on void contract, this is one of the most important judgment. And now if you read the text of it, this is a text from the judgment, not from the Bail Act. And this case makes sense to you, or if you want to start your search from this, do you need to copy the party name? Do you need to note down the citation? Not really. All you have to do is click on the citation. Mr. Raina, could you please do us the favor? One click on the citation, you'll open up the full judgment over here. And there we go. It says the entire thing, the judgment opens up over here and says Contract Act Section 2H, then Trust Act Section 4748 and others. So like we went from the acts to the judgment, you can also go do backwards. Now, if you see the Contract Act Section 2H is hyperlinked. So if I click on 2H, Mr. Raina, could you also do that for us? The 2H will open only Section 2 of the Contract Act, and then you go to subsection H and you're able to see it. Please close this. In case you want to open the entire, let's say, Trust Acts. So you click on Trust Act and the entire Trust Act will open up. So if you click on the main Principal Act, the act will open up. If you click on the particular section, which is mentioned over there, the particular section will open up. It comes in really handy because sometimes you don't remember the language of a particular section. So this will come in handy. But for now, you understand how this browse thing works. No typing is required. Select, do a sub-selection, and the information will display on the screen. You can save this entire Bail Act the way it is showing on your screen by just clicking on this floppy disk icon. You click on save, or you can email it to yourself. Everything will be there. Okay. Now let's go back to the same screen. That screen is called dashboard, and we're going to click on these 9 dots. And we're back to the 9 dots, and we're back to this thing. We'll come to the browse later in some time. This time we'll change our search. Usually we do search. We start our searches from word search, but considering it has everything, we'll start from the extreme right. Mr. Raina, let's start from words and phrases. And in words and phrases, this is your legal dictionary. So you want to see a meaning of a particular word, the legal meaning, not the Google meaning. Come over here, start search for that. Mr. Raina, could you just write the word res judicator? Or let's do one thing. I've never done this. Just can you write doctrine? I never searched for the word doctrine. Now it says doctrine of what? So let's say doctrine of impossibility. Now it says when it appears that the performance of the formalities prescribed by a statute has been rendered impossible by circumstances, this and that. And then at the end, it says this entire thing was discussed in para 39, this line that you just read. And the second line, which is again, the definition, was discussed in para 40 of from where this definition is coming from. That's coming from this particular judgment, State of MP versus Narmada Bachao Andolan. And the citation is given over here. So this is one source. Now can we go back and search for something else? Search for another word. Please remove this. And take the word res judicator now. Let's show that. Now if you see, there are multiple, definitions. If you see the last definition, all the other definitions are coming from a judgment. The last definition, if you see, which is right at the bottom, it says what. What, and along with the a Queen's Bench, a UK bench judgment over here. That means the Queen's Bench judgment, in the Queen's Bench judgment, this definition was being taken, but it was not the judge's definition. It was the what definition that they took. Now, what is this what? What is a what in dictionary of law? So you're getting a dictionary definition, you're getting the judgment definition, the definition been decided by the lordships, and also if some word has been defined in the Bail Act, you'll also get that definition. So it's your online dictionary, right? Let's go further. Let's go back to dashboards. Mr. Rana, just please take control of that. I think I need to get a charger for my laptop.
Okay.
Take the example topic. I'm just going to be back in just 2 minutes.
Yeah, sure. So apart from this words and phrases, you see all those options available over here. The one which is there in the form of find by topic. In that, what you get to see is the entire list of topics like administrative law, advocates, arbitration, etc. If I say, select one administrative law option, under that you will find administrative action, administrative and regulatory bodies, judicial review, legitimate expectation, natural justice, etc. So if I select one among those like judicial review, now on the bottom you will get to see that there are various options with which I can, search. And the three options that I have by default, it's searching in the digest notes. That means the head notes or the summary part only of the Supreme Court, right? And if I select search everywhere, it will search not only through the digest notes, but through the entire full text judgments, or as well as the articles, the notifications, the rules, regulations, everything, all databases. And if I want to select, save this as a default search option, then I can tick mark this checkbox, save search preference, to get this one saved permanently. And the third option that we have over here is in the form of searching in the headings only. So judicial review will may be part of the heading itself. So therefore, obviously, you will have lesser number of judgments in the third option. That is search.
I'll just add to the heading part. So see what happens is, Mr. Rana, you need to zoom out a bit because I think we are not getting the entire, options over here.
It's okay.
Yeah, it's better. If you can scroll up. So judicial review, you said the judicial review. Can you see that the judicial review is coming under administrative law? Okay, great.
Correct.
Now, can you search for judicial review again in the top search?
Yeah.
I think we'll just explain this. Now we're gonna search and we see that judicial review is coming under so many heads. Administrative law is one. Can you click on the court, tribunals and judiciary tab? It's coming over there as well. And then if you click on education law, elections. So, okay, and just see elections. So now let's take two examples. One is under administrative law, judicial review is coming, and under election, judicial review is coming. So there are two entries, right? Now you must be wondering why there are two entries or why there are so many entries of judicial review under so many topics. See, every publisher has a different set of parameters that they apply or that they perform or they adopt, that they adapt. So some publisher will put judicial review under elections. Some would put it under other tabs. So what is happening over here? We have given you the list of all the possible principal topics under which this topic can come in. Now, coming to the lower options that are search everywhere, search in digest notes, and search in heading. So in this, we can now explain, Mr. Rana has already explained search everywhere and search in digest notes. Search in headings is a bit different. Let's suppose, I think I'll just go through it once. Search everywhere, you click on judicial review and say search everywhere. It'll give you judgments, articles, Bail Acts, wherever that word is occurring, and even the head notes. But if you click on digest notes, it will give you the digest note, head notes only of Supreme Court India, right? And it doesn't matter, you click on judicial review under elections or judicial review under administrative law. It does not matter till here. But if you go to search in headings, what's going to happen if you click on judicial review under elections and then click on search and headings, it will follow the hierarchy. Hierarchy means is it will search for elections, and under election it will search for judicial review. It will not give you cases of judicial review coming under administrative law. So that is a very, very specific search. Okay. So let's have a quick, example of this. Mr. Raina, you've taken judicial review and search everywhere. Okay, go ahead. And this time he's taken elections under election category. Let's do a quick search. So I'm just going to show you the numbers, and this is how this is going to help you. See, sometimes when you're doing a research, you do not remember the topic structure. It will help you understand the topic, how the topics are being placed in this fraternity, because you're new in this fraternity. You need to understand how which topic comes under which principal heading. Now, if you see the digest notes, judgments, acts, everything we search. Mr. Raina, could you please click on the plus sign of digest notes over here? And says Supreme Court digest notes are 4588. Digest notes are hide notes, ratio, law points, case notes, whatever you want to call it. Or you can call it I prefer calling the law point of the cases. So whatever law points were discussed in that case have been made available separately, individually. Now 4588, remember this number, okay? Let's go back, Mr. Raina, and perform the same search, judicial review. And last time we took election, this time we'll take administrative law, so that you can show that the results would be the same. There we are. And now this time we're going for search and digest notes. So if we notice that we got so many results, everything was there. But in this, it will only give you digest notes. Now you must be wondering, it's always better to get the entire results. Certainly. But in this, what is different? In this, what happens is the digest note of Supreme Court are the cream layer on the top. So you don't want to spend a lot of time searching everything. You come to over here in digest notes, you read only the topmost judgments of Supreme Court. And because they are not the full judgment, they are head notes, only the point of law on the point that you're discussing, that on your and you're searching for the judicial review is being searched. It just gives you that idea, because if you can see on the screen, it says administrative law, judicial review, generally the nature and scope. And then the information comes over here. Please scroll down further, Mr. Raina, the third column. Please scroll down further. Keep scrolling down. This is just the head note. You read about it. And at the end, it said this entire thing was discussed in para number 35 of this judgment. Which judgment? That is State of West Bengal versus Debashish Mukherjee. And citation is given over here, which simply means that if this point of law makes sense to you, you can simply click on the citation and it'll open the judgment right over here. Mr. Raina, could you please help us do that? Click on the citation. Judgment opens up over here. So it's always better to read the point of law and then get to the judgment, rather than reading the full judgment and then figuring out the point that this case is not relevant to you. Saving of the time. Okay. And the third thing that was there, that the search in headings. The search in headings will follow the hierarchy to the T. So if you now search for judicial review and select administrative law, and then election and just search for in headings, the results would be way less, but it will maintain that hierarchy structure. So you can see all the entries are administrative law and only 500 digest notes. This is the difference. Sometimes you want to be specific. Sometimes you want to be helped by someone. So this is the helped one. Search and heading is a very specific one. When you know what you're looking for, then you come for that one, right? Let's go ahead with the next search. Find by party name. Now, as the name suggests, find by party name is a simple search. You have a party name and you want to search with it. So you can search with over here. I will hand over the baton to Mr. Raina. Mr. Raina,
Yep.
we can take
Yep.
examples from here.
Sure. Thank you. So in the search by party name, what you have is whether an appellant or a respondent. That's one. And the second is when you don't have the actual party name, but the name which is made famous by the media. So media famous name is there like BMW Hit and Run or Babri Masjid or Sabrimala, Triple Talaq. So many cases are there. So what
So
you
you're
will do is,
saying that if
yeah,
members do not have the party name, they can
yes,
also search with these titles.
with these titles, of course, which are so
Okay, so let's have
famous,
a look.
the famous
Yeah.
names, right? Like Sabrimala case. When I type Sabrimala, so it will show you the suggestion. It will give me the suggestion. Women entry in Sabrimala. I'll click on find case, and the software is now decoding and giving me the actual party name, which is Indian Young Lawyers Association versus State of Kerala. So this is one way of finding famous case names. Now moving to the traditional one, that is where you have the party name. First thing you'll select is the jurisdiction. If you're not sure about the jurisdiction, you can select all jurisdiction also in that case. So let me just show you one from Supreme Court. Now, if you have a very common name like Gopal or maybe Shivkumar or something like that, it will give me a huge list of results. So what I can do is I can also type the other party name over here. So in this case, if I type, say, for example, A.K. Gopal versus State of Madras. So this way, you will notice that both the party names I have typed in continuation and in between only just a blank space, no verses or v dot, and therefore I'll get a unique citation in the result list. Citation, I double click on the citation. Now it will open up the judgment for me. The judgment, the full text judgment apart, I am also able to view the digest notes or the law points. There are 231 in number. Now coming to the result list, you get to see the title, the judgment date, as well as these couple of labels which notify what. J stands for the full text judgment and 6 is the quorum strength, the bench strength. And the second number in the result list is a digest notes. Therefore, there the label is mentioned as D and 6 is the quorum strength. Now, what I want to see is if there is any law point which has been overruled. Remember, in Supreme Court, mostly not the entire judgment is overruled. Only a few law points are overruled, and the rest of the law still holds good. So I want to zero in on those overruled law points. For that, in just below this SEC Online logo, you'll find a search within search option available. There you type overruled. The moment you type overruled over here, what it will do, the software will filter out or pull out the overruled law points only in the result list, right? And you can see an additional label appearing that is in the form of a red circle, denoting that this particular law point has been overruled, which is on internal aids, Article 22(7) of Constitution. And if I scroll down to the bottom to the footnote, it also mentions in which case law it has been overruled. Right. Similarly,
Mr. Raina,
you have, yeah.
So this is basically what we're trying to say is कि usually everyone says that A.K. Gopalan case is overruled. And if Mr. let's suppose if I tell Mr. Raina, Mr. Raina, you should cite this case of A.K. Gopalan. The first response that Mr. Raina would give me is, Chetan, what are you trying to, what are you trying to do? Are you trying to put me in trouble that I should cite a overruled judgment in the court? It'll be a contempt of court. I'm misleading the court. And that's a usual reaction by everyone. You also would say the same thing, that I would not go through this case because its case is over. One thing that we are trying to help you out over is, there's one thing that you should take this thing out of your mind today. That is, if someone tells you that case is overruled, the judgment is overruled, question that person. And I'm saying it out of experience. You guys would don't want to go through what I went through. There is Justice Teji in the district in the Delhi High Court. I was sitting with him, and we were talking about something, and I said one case, sir, that case is overruled. He's like, Chetan, are you sure it is overruled? Like, yes, sir, it is overruled. I'll show it to you right now. And we opened it, and there was only the case had around I think 54 different points of law, and only 2 or 3 were overruled. And this is a long time back that happened to me. I think I was really young and immature, still learning the things in the fraternity, and I got corrected then. And now you must be wondering why. Why then? Why did your seniors tell you that, oh, this case is overruled, you should not go for it? There's a reason. And the reason is very simple: time. Now, why do I say time? Because in order to find out, forget that you have SSC Online. Imagine that you have any legal research software, or just let's say you have just judgment in front of you. To find out that the judgment is overruled or not, first you need to know in which case this was overruled. So right now we're not having one judgment, we're talking about 2 judgments. So you go to the second judgment, which has overruled your current judgment. And then you will read that full judgment, understand on which point of law they have overruled your judgment. It'll take some time. It is not a matter of 10 minutes. It will take some time. If it's a landmark judgment, probably more few hours. Because all the landmark judgments are running into few pages. So that's why it is an easy way out. And the embassy say that, oh, this case is overruled. Even if it's overruled for 1 point, do not refer it. We beg to differ. On behalf of the fraternity members who you will be working with, I'm telling you today, the entire case is said to be overruled only when all the points of law has been struck down and has been overruled. And you know the reason why members do not tell you which point of law is overruled, because it takes time for them. But with SCC, we give you individual points of law, and which also means that because we're giving you individual points of law, we can tell you and we can identify that which points of law were overruled and which were not. So out of 231 points of law which were discussed, the ratio were discussed in this case, only 8 are those points of law which have been overruled. The remaining are still a good law. Is that correct, Mr. Rana?
Absolutely, Chetan. Absolutely. That is the crux of this whole exercise, that you should always keep in
And
mind
how much
this
time
thing.
did you take,
It's never
Mr. Rana? How much time did you take to
hardly
figure out how
it was just maybe not even a minute, not even a minute.
Chetan,
So
we
can we
have
ask
Kumaran sir on
Yes, sir.
the session, sir. We can also take his input on how effective is this crystal clear positioning of each point of law within a judgment from 1836 onward till date for Privy Council, for Supreme Court. So all of this, I'm sure, gives a lot of, I think, empowerment to the students, to the faculty members. Sir, over to you, sir. Your guidance to the students, sir.
Kumaran sir, your mic is muted, sir.
You'll have to unmute yourself, sir.
Sorry. Actually, I muted it myself for the purpose of not interfering with your session. So actually, thank you for seeking my opinion. Actually, I have given an input about this in the WhatsApp group yesterday itself, and I told them that instead of spending hours and hours in search of a particular point of law, within minutes students can come up with the latest decisions and all those things and materials from different countries of the world. All at their fingertips. And you have beautifully presented the things which I think students can really understand and enjoy. So please continue. It's a very excellent way of presenting the things to the students. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Kumaran sir.
Thank you, sir.
So students, I think one thing what Kumaran sir was saying and we are all saying, going forward, and I think, I'm sorry, Mr. Rana, I just hijacked in between.
Okay.
So there's one thing that I would like to say. Going forward, any case that you're going through, You open it with the help of party name or citation, and just come in and just do a sub search for the word overruled. If something is overruled, it'll give you like this. If nothing is overruled, it'll say no result found. And I think this is the only situation wherein no result found is a good news. So any one of you in the audience, the students, the faculty members who have a case on their mind, you can put it on the chat, and we can also show you in the later part of the session that if that case is overruled or not. Okay. So we can do individual checks. And if you are working on an account, working on a case, and you're not getting access to SEC Online and you want to check it right now from the professionals and get it right, please go ahead and do that. We'll continue with our search, but please use the chat in the meantime. Put in your party names and we'll do a check in front of everyone so that we understand if that case is relevant to us or not. Okay, Ranaji, please.
Thank you, Chetan. So as far as this overruled law point is concerned, where it has been overruled in which case law, it's mentioned in the footnote. You can see various law points, like the second one is on legislative proceedings. The third one is on the constitutional rights, that is right to movement throughout the territory of India. And in here, you will see, as per former Chief Justice Justice Kania, his opinion on this particular law point. And followed by that, we have Justice Mukherjee's opinion, Justice Das's opinion, Justice Fazal Ali's opinion, and Justice Patanjali Shastri's opinion. So out of 6 judges, we have 5 judges' opinion on this particular law point. And of course, on the footnote, you will also get to see in which case law this particular law point has been overruled. Now, if I want to know that in which all cases this particular case has been cited or referred, for that purpose, you have one tool or option available over here known as case reference. You click on the case reference icon, and the moment we click, we'll get to see all judgments as well as the digest notes where this judgment of 1950 has been cited of A.K. Gopala. And as you can see, this is a 1951 judgment, the first one in the result list, the digest notes. If I click on the go to next highlight in the third column, and it will jump to that line where the citation is appearing. Similarly, you will find this entire list, 1955, Hans Miller of Nuremberg versus Superintendent, then followed by that another 1955, another one from 60 months here. Like this, if I open this 1961 digest note, Prevention of Corruption Act, Article 21, Section 4, and scroll down to the bottom, footnote, it's mentioned the citation, and it's also showing me the treatment given to this particular case law, which in this case, it has been followed. Whether it has been relied on, followed, distinguished, merely cited, all those key inputs are available through our expert tutorial team for you. Now, let me move back to the dashboard. Find by party name apart, we have this find by citation option available. Now here, what we have is the list of 200 plus citations available. As we have discussed earlier also, that we have a tie-up with a lot of publishers like DRJ, we have Maharashtra Law Journal, MP Law Journal, CHN, and ILR series for 8-9 courts. So all those are, true prints are available for them. The rest, if you have a citation, say of AIR, you can search that too here by, typing the name of the publisher like AIR in this case, and it will give me the entire citation formats, whether it is a Supreme Court or a High Court citation. Let me select Supreme Court and I enter the format, the year, and automatically it will pop up with the page index. That is page 1, the first judgment starts here. So let's select that only and click on get citation. So you get judgments, you can find judgments of different publishers through this citation, which actually happens how, I'll just explain it. This is published in SEC Journal, but it is also published in All India Reporter. So what our editorial has done, the extra work here is that this has been published not only in AIR, it has been published in All India Cases, in Cuttack Law Times, as well as the Criminal Law Journal. So if you had any of these citations, equivalent citations, you would still reach this document. And of course, the editorial input is there, wherever it has been distinguished or relied on, etc. Now, apart from this equivalent citation, if I have my citation of SCC journal, which is the principal journal, our journal over here, and a few landmark judgments, what we have done is we have also incorporated the what you call the commentaries also, or the actual arguments. Now, let me just open this judgment, which is Supreme Court on Advocates on Record Association versus Union of India with SP Gupta versus Union of India on appointment and transfer of Honorable High Court judges. You can see the judgment over here, which has a bench strength of 9. Out of this 9, you can see that you can notice that 5 of the judges are in bold and the rest of the 4 are in normal font. So why? So the difference is those which are in highlighted are the ones who have penned this judgment, who have authored this judgment, right? And among those, if I want to see the judgment portion of Justice Verma, I can click on his name and it will jump to that particular line from where his judgment starts. Clicking on the name will take me back to the top of the judgment. Now, further scrolling down, it will start with the digest notes, the head note part, and of course, there are hyperlinks already there, and the summarization of all the paragraphs of the judgment are kept over here, and it's also mentioned which para has been summarized. The para number 433. If I want to switch to or jump to the judgment para, I can click on the hyperlinked para number, and these para numbers are mentioned just below the summaries, and at times you will have a couple of paras, not only one, but maybe more than one also available. And this runs into few hundreds of pages, since this was a very long judgment, landmark judgment. Followed by that, you come to see this blue colored highlighted portion. This is the summary of arguments which happened between the two parties in the court. So as it is, word by word, it has been kept over here. And then followed by this also runs into a few hundred pages. And then from, I think, from page number 500 or 504, you get to see the actual judgment, right? So what all you saw before that, before the commencement of the judgment right here, that is 504. So 503 is the extra input, editorial work that you are getting over here in these case laws. And further, if I want to copy this judgment, I cannot copy it manually because it has the head notes also embedded in it. But yes, of course, I can copy the judgment portion. So what is the way for that? You can, select paras. There are icons available just before the para number. If you click once on that para number, that icon, the para gets selected. Same way I go for para number 5 and para number 7 and then para number 6. So in the same sequence, they will get extracted or copied. And for that, I'll click on this smart copy icon, which is there in the third column. And once I click on that smart copy, all these paras get extracted into the new window. As you can see over here, let me just do it again. It will open up in a new window. It will also show me the source, that is the party name, the citation, the page number for each and every para. And from here, if I can mail it to myself or my associate. I can copy it in entirety and paste it in a editor like Microsoft Word. And if I don't want all the lines, I can go selective also and use the manual copy paste method over here. So that is the copy paste feature which we have for the true print judgments. Wherever there is no true print available, you can simply use the manual method to copy paste by highlighting and copy paste using the control V option over here. Right. So let me just move back to the dashboard. we have another option over here, which is known as find case law by section. Now here you have to search on a particular section, of course, under an act. So I'll enter the act over here, like Contract Act, and it will show me it will give me display me the section list, all the entire section list. And suppose if I select one particular section, like section 17 in this case, I click on the go button and I'll get all the judgments as well as the digest notes, as well as the act itself, 17, section 17, right here in the results screen, as you can see. So these are all on section 17 of the Contract Act. Now let me just move back to the dashboard. The most flexible search over here is known as word search, or you call it the global search, since it will search in the entire databases. So we'll now go for this. Right.
Now I'll just, Ms. Rana, can I take it over here?
Yeah, sure.
Thank
Please.
you. Now we have learned everything. Okay, we have learned how to do search from party name, citation, and everything. Like I said, this is one search which has everything that you just covered. So global search. Those of you who think that they don't know how to do legal research, let me tell you one thing. All of us know how to do research because thanks to Google. The only thing is that we have to be really learn few things about how to do legal research. So that's one thing, a few things we're going to tell you today. We're going to go to the same principle, what we do, how we do searches on Google. What do? We type each and everything. If you want a judgment on a particular topic, you write that I want the judgments on this topic from Supreme Court of India, latest judgment, whatever. You have to mention everything out. And why? Because it is required over there. You need to isolate your query in respect to from which area you want that information. So just to give you an example, Mr. Raina, could you just help us? What would you write if you want to see the latest judgment on corruption from Supreme Court?
Okay. So I'll just type it. Latest judgment. Yeah, I'll put all the things like this, maybe.
Yes, and then you start search. So you can write later judgment on corruption, or you can write later judgment from Supreme Court of India on corruption. It can go back and forth, right? So that doesn't matter.
Yes.
And you have to mention Supreme Court of India because Supreme Court of US, Supreme Court of UK can also come in. So you need to be very clear about it. And we got around 1100 results. Are we happy? Maybe. Some of us might be happy that, oh, we got around 1100 results. Good to go. Quickly start search and everything. We were asking for latest judgment from Supreme Court. So is this only Supreme Court judgments? No, I don't think so, because we see that if you click on the plus sign of judgments, it's the Supreme Court, Privy Council, High Court, District Courts, and other courts as well. So that means more judgments have been found. Can we only get only Supreme Court judgments over here? We can. We'll go to this Supreme Court. In front of Supreme Court, we'll click on this word only. Click on that. So now we got out of 3 things that we asked for latest, Supreme Court, and corruption. So we got corruption, we got Supreme Court, we were looking for latest. It's not a latest judgment. Mr. Raina, how can we get the latest judgment?
Yes, that can be done by using the sort option.
Okay, let's do that.
Okay, we have the sort by option in the second column. We drop down menu, we select, and then there's a latest, chronologically latest first option available to us.
And we had 2019 judgment, right? So click on that. We can see that, Rainaji. Just click on latest first.
Yeah.
So we had 20. I think you have clicked on oldest.
Oldest, yes. Sorry. Now it's set, right? The 3rd of June, 21. is the latest.
And the second latest is 7th of May, and
7th of
third one
May.
is 19th of
9th of
January.
19th of January. Yeah.
So 3rd June, 7th May, and 19th of January. So this is this is the one thing that some of us would say that, oh, we got the latest judgment, let's go and fight the case. For others who are attending the session, you would not do that. Why? Because we're going to tell you why this is not correct. Let's go back. 105 results.
105.
And now what we're going to do is we're going to pick up the same search. If you realize one thing, that we could search, we could select only Supreme Court. We could also select the latest. So if we can do that in the software, why do we need to type it? So don't type it. And that's another reason for that is in Google, you have to mention your area of your choice. In SAC, you don't. The area is legal. So it is legal search. So you don't have to mention judgments and all stuff. You just type in your word. So those of you who are worried about that legal search is difficult, it's not difficult. It's easier because you have one area of search. So what Mr. Rana has done now, he has just written the word corruption. You can see it on the top, corruption, 58,000. From 1100, the dump has been taken to 58,000. Let's see only Supreme Court judgments or not. Can we do that? Layer judgments.
Yes.
105 have jumped to almost 2200. Only that. And we do the same latest one. The latest was 3rd of June.
3rd of June. That's the
7th
same.
of May and 19th of January.
Yeah.
So 3rd of June, now we have 2 judgments. Earlier we had 1. 7th of May, which was the second latest, have become the 3rd latest. And the 3rd latest was the 19th of January. Can you see where is 19th of January now? Oh, wow. Okay. So we were missing out all these judgments. We might have gone to the court and said that, sir, this is the latest judgment.
22 number.
22 number. We are missing out on 21 judgments. If we actually go with the actual maths, then 18 judgments, because 3 were the early one, which was already there.
Correct.
18 judgments we were missing out, and we thought our research was good. This is the difference between a good advocate and an average advocate. Your research takes you one step closer to your goal, that is to win the case. Right? So now let's go back. So we understood one thing. You need to type only the main things. Less is more. Be specific. Don't have to write sentences and all stuff. We have this message in the chat from Niran. Niran says, I would like to search for a case where a death penalty awarded by High Court was acquitted by the Supreme Court of India. How do I go about it? Okay. See, it's a very simple thing. We're talking about 2 cases. We're not talking about one case. We're looking at if a particular case was decided at the High Court level, and then it was challenged. The decision was challenged in the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court reversed the order. That's a whole query. So rather than looking for 2 different cases, we need to look for one simple case of Supreme Court, and then get your results. So we get into that, but there's one conditions apply over here. If the case that you're looking for, which is the High Court level and went to the Supreme Court level, and if the Supreme Court, the case is being pending at the Supreme Court level, you would not get that information. Okay, but I hope that has already been made. That's already been understood. So, Mr. Rana, just write death penalty. Now, death penalty are 2 words. So what we're going to do is we're going to put double inverted comma to make it as 1 word. And just write the word acquitted. Acquit star dal dijiye. Okay, acquittal bhi ho sakta hai, acquit bhi ho sakta hai. Now why are we putting star? Because acquit, acquitted, acquittal. This can be three different, possibilities that this can be written in a judgment. So acquit, that is a root word. We write that and you put a star. When you put a star in front of the root word, it takes care of all the other derivatives. Okay. So let's start the search. Let's start the search. No. Why Boolean? Why Boolean? Start the search. Now this will require some time of reading. So we'll see. Can you zoom in or zoom out a bit? It's too zoomed in. So
For judgments only.
yeah, obviously. You can actually take the head notes as well.
Yeah, use notes. So that's better. Yeah,
that's better. Let's take only Supreme Court over there, and let's get rid of that. So benefit of judgment of co-accused, criminal, descendant of convict, relevance, capital punishment awarded. This is this. Declared by High Court, while capital punishment awarded by the altered. So I think we got something what we're looking for. So A5 and A6 acquitted by the High Court, while capital punishment awarded to A7 was altered to rigorous. The sentence awarded to A7 altered to rigorous. Now see this. This is something closer to what we are looking for. So it is not giving it's not about one particular person. It's talking about, they were like, A means accused. I'm sure everyone knows about this. Accused 5 and 6, acquitted by High Court, while capital punishment awarded to A7 was altered to rigorous life imprisonment. LI is life imprisonment, and that you can see it over here. So few words can get you there, because this is expected that if anything that is being reversed from the High Court in the Supreme Court, they would obviously mention it out over there. And this is the simple way of doing it, right? Niran, please let us know if that fits the bill and answers your question. In the meantime, we go back to word search. So what have we learned till now? We learned we can write star in front of the root words. It'll give you all the derivatives. So second, we have learned about putting double inverted commas for any legal phrase. Don't put on a single word. Don't put double quotes on a single word. Okay. And the third thing we will understand is, if we have a sentence with us, how can we search for that? We go back to our first rule, that keep it short and simple. Be precise with your searches. And for that, we'll take one sentence. Now the sentence goes like, a monkey cannot decide an affair of the forest. If this is a sentence given to you, Mr. Rana, could you help us writing that down? A monkey cannot decide an affair of the forest. Now there is no way we can figure it out that this case is what the case is about. There's no citation. This is an English proverb, and can be applied in so many cases. Like there's an English proverb that you say that you do like this, and Bob is your uncle. And a Bob is your uncle simply translates to that's how easy it is. But it does not give you any reference to what you're referring to. So proverbs sometimes give you that confusion that it doesn't give you any idea about what the law point is. Now, should we write the entire sentence? Going with the first rule, which is the main rule of doing any legal research, not only for SEC Online, for any other research tool as well, barring Google, is to isolate your main words. Without those words, and now how do you figure out which are those words? Words without which the sentence will be incomplete, which would make no sense. Now, I can say a monkey cannot. I can say a monkey will not. A monkey shouldn't have decided an affair of the forest. So there are possibilities: cannot, does not, will not, can come in, right? What are the main words that you can figure it out in this sentence, without which those words will remain the same irrespective. You write one sentence, two sentences, three sentences with different past tenses, but those words will still be there. Mr. Rana, help us with those words.
Sure.
So I think monkey and forest, है ना? So can you help us with that? Two words. We'll take these two words.
Yeah.
Now, some of you would say that can we not take decide? Certainly, you can take decide, but the decide is so common that decided the judgment will decide on this date. So it's coming all over. Affair, I might as well put an affair word because affair is also very common, not so common word. But I think two words are good enough. I can do a start search, but it is a possibility. See, if I do a start search, you'll get the results. It's very easy. But what is the purpose? What is the purpose of today's session? Is to, bring your research time to from 1 hour to probably 5 minutes. So if you do a search right now, monkey and forest might come to next to each other, might come in the first paragraph and the second one comes in the last paragraph. There is a possibility. So the next thing what we're going to do is we're going to tell the software, please bring these two words occurring next to each other, near to each other. And how do we do that? We write the word near in between. Monkey, near, forest. And what does near means, by the way? Mr. Rana, could you please scroll up? Now, if you see, it says near means 10 words. So by default, now it will look for these two words within 10 words proximity. Okay. And you can increase this proximity to 10, 20 as well, or you can reduce it to 1 or 2. 10 is a safe number for me, considering the sentence is pretty long. So I'm going to start search. And I'm sure every one of you remember the Control F feature that we've all been using from so many years. You Control F and you type in some word, it searches for it. So that Control F has already already taken place. Now, how can you activate that? Can you see the small blue color right side arrow where Mr. Raina is highlighting, pointing his arrow right now? This one. You click on this. One click on this, it will jump to the point of where you're looking for. So forest and monkey coming in 10 words. This is not what you're looking for. Mr. Raina, I think let's do one thing. I remember this was Supreme Court judgment. Just open any Supreme Court judgment over here. Yeah. Can you go to judgments? And there's only one judgment of Supreme Court. Very good. Because I might not remember that. I cannot find so many judgments, but I remember this. There it is. A monkey does not. It's not cannot. It does not decide an affair of the forest. So, my friends, things are simpler if you know how to do it. Things are difficult when you look at it for the first time. So use it and make use of it, right? Mr. Raina, I think we're done with the word search. We have some time left. If you can just cover 2-3 browse parts and one folder icon, making folder option, and then we're good to go. I think we can cover browse create topics and mood code resources. That should be good enough in the browse.
Okay. So students, yeah, sure. Thank you, Chetan. So browse curated topics, as the name suggests, these are all topics which have been curated by our editorial. So all the information that you were accessing or were able to access through the word search, the global search that we have. Similarly, in this, you have the ready-made topics. Like if I select corporate and commercial law, let's say, under that, you will get to see topics like competition law, companies law, cryptocurrency, insolvency and bankruptcy, and securities, and e-commerce, etc. So all the titles are available over here. Now, let's say if we select competition law over here. So under that, you will get to see the statutory law, the rules, regulations, notifications, case law, as well as the articles. Now, all these are shortlisted or handpicked by our editorial. So you will get only landmark judgments as far as the case law is concerned. And coming to the statutory law, you will again see the Principal Act, But apart from the Principal Act, the sections from different acts which have a direct relation with the competition law are also placed here. So all the information which is scattered has been gathered here, like Companies Act Section 234, 10 Schedule 5, and Electricity Act 2361, 60, and so on and so forth. Then General Insurance, Insolvency and Bankruptcy, Motor Vehicles Act, Petroleum and Natural Gas, Prasar Bharati, RERA, TRAI. So all these different sections are also placed over here. Similarly, if you see the rules and regulations, you get to see the Competition Commission of India as well as the Appellate Tribunal. The notifications from various ministries are also available, and the case law. Now, these are all handpicked by our editorial, and the most important ones you can say are placed over here. You can simply click on one of the title and you will be able to view the judgment over here. So this section will save a lot of time when you are going for a specific information. Now, coming to the other options here, we have this moot court resources. Now, in moot court resources, what we have kept is the problem that has been discussed, as well as the winning team memo for the appellant as well as the respondent. So these leading national law universities, as you see over here, if I open up one, let's say MIT Lucknow, and I pull out this 18 moot court, I can see the problem which is being mentioned over here, as well as the winning team memo and for the appellant as well as the respondent over here. This information is not anywhere in the public domain, but yes, we are able to access it because we have sponsored all these moot courts for these institutions, and therefore we are able to get these databases, which again will help you in your moot court preparations as and when it happens. So that apart, we also have in the links segment. I think since we have the Hein Online also subscription, so from here I can also open up the Hein Online. I'm sure once you have the email ID and password for this, then you will be able to get access to this one also. So here you have the repository that we have is 150 journals, leading journals from across the globe that we have over here for you. And the moment you enter the login ID and password, the main screen, the home screen that you'll see over here is very simple one, a single page instead of all those different tiles that we had over here. You have simply one search term, and the term that will enter over here will search not only in the title. It will if you search by say author name or a citation, all that can be entered over here. Suppose if I want to search on say merger one topic, I'll simply click on type it over here and straight away click on the search button, and it will show me the all the journals across on merger. You can see 40,000 odd results, and I can refine further the search on the basis of a specific year or maybe 5 years bunches available. I can go selective that way, or the library collection that we have, whether it is the law journal library or the English reports only, etc. I can select one. So let me select the law journal library over here. And the moment I do that, now I have only 32,000 odd results over here. And the title, of course, it's mentioned here. And the subjects under which it is covered in this particular title is on finance, law, international relations, economics, government and politics. Then the major topic under that subject is bankruptcy law, bankruptcy, securities law, international trade and the law, legal history, etc. And the page, if you want to open up that page where this words merger is appearing, you can simply click on turn to page to get to that particular page. And not only that, there are various options for me to sort by. You can see over here sorting by. I can choose the options like the newest first or the oldest first, or number of times this has been cited by articles, or the most cited author, or number of times accessed. So I can choose any of these. So number of times cited by articles, if I choose, so accordingly now the it will reindex the whole list and give me the most cited one on top, as you can see. And the right hand icons you see associated with it are available. I can download a PDF. I can download. I can also print it. I can mail it across, and I can also bookmark it. And it was also mentioned that it has been cited by 16 cases and cited by 1976, the most in articles. That's how it is. And coming to the turn to page option, let me click on that. It will open this text in a new window. And from here, as you can see, this is a true print or actual judgment, the journal text that you are able to view over here. But you cannot simply copy here. For that purpose, what you need to do is you need to click on this text of the page. So the moment I click on that, it will turn it into a simple HTML text format or a textual format. And from here, I can, simply use the manual copy paste method that I can choose from. I can also, there are certain tools, other tools which are available. Most of them are self-explanatory. You can scroll from further from one to the other page, jump to that. And within the page, if you want to search for a particular a word like Control F we have. So the same way it can be applied over here. And the viewing purpose, you can multiple pages can be viewed in a single window, something like that. And this icon of image to text is also toggling in a toggling format. Clicking once again on this will take you back to the true print or original text of the judgment over here. Now, let me just move back to the main page, the home page. I click on the High Online icon over here. I'm back to the main page. There are categories, as you can see. You can browse databases by categories. You have the case law, you have the journals and periodicals, you have UK content, US federal content, etc. And also you can browse on the basis of database, whether it's civil rights or English reports. And you also have the Phillips A. Jessup Moot Court Library database also is available to you here. And the entire world constitutions are also available. Now coming to the word search, you can also perform a advanced search. Now in advanced search, if I click on, you will be able to see 2-3 type of sections are there, right? The first one being search the full text, right? And the options that I have, I can search on the basis of a book title, on the basis of an author name, or the full text wherever it is appearing in the text. Let me just enter search for the full text over here. Rest of the methodology remains the same. That is, if I want to search for a phrase, I need to put it in double inverted comma. Let's say, for example, in this case, human trafficking, I have selected, and then I can start the search by clicking on the search button over here. And again, I'll be able to view the titles the way we've seen it in the previous search over here. And you get to see the title, as well as the subject and the topic, as well as the lines where this human trafficking is appearing. Now, coming back to the advanced search, if I want to perform those near proximity search that we have seen over in the SCC Online, similarly, I can perform the same over here. Now, again, I'll search for, let's say, human trafficking is of course there, but I also want it to be searched with another full text search, that is children or maybe child, which will take care of the extensions also, so that wildcard star asterisk will also work over here. So you have these combinations, as you had seen when I chose it. It has and operator, or operator, not and within 5. That is the within 5 words range, 10 words range, and all that you can also specify. And then after that, you click on the search, which will give you judgments where, which will give you the law review journals on where they are forming part of a sentence, human trafficking as well as child or children, whatever it is. So the simple search and the advanced search you have seen. Apart from that, there is another category over here, which is searching by the catalog. Now, catalog means the topic, which forms the title also. So again, you will go by the all fields. Here you will find the publication title, maybe again author name, or the standard, international standard for this journals that we have, ISN number and ISBN number, then series wise, publisher wise, and all that stuff. So let me choose the title over here, publication title, and select one, like let's say the legal system I want to search for, which forms part of the title. So I'll put it in double inverted commas, so it's searched as a single word, and then I start the search. Now all the documents that I'll see now will be having the title as legal system. As you can see, legal system of Quebec, legal system of Scotland, etc., etc. So that is the other way to find by the title or through the catalog. And the last one is through citation. If you have any citation, that citation you can enter over here and it will search on the basis of that. Moreover, in the databases, you have this periodicals and journals section. In the periodicals and journals section also, if you want, you can go by the name of the publisher, like Harvard Law Review or something like that. So I'll click on this SEC Online Law Journal Library, and I'll get alphabetically all the journal publishers over here. So if I click on H, it will now move to the ones which are starting from H, and here I can select Harvard Law Review, say for example. And the entire volumes from inception 1887 to 2021 will be right in front of me. The entire index, if you scroll down, you will get to see the beginning. That is the first volume from 1887. And of course, the latest one is on top. From here, I can simply click and view, kind of get the index, and you can view it on the course. Now, let me just move back to the main menu. Also, I'll also give you a glimpse of all the world constitutions which are there. So you can browse the constitution by countries or by titles, books, periodicals. Let me select constitutions by country. And suppose if I go to India, just scroll a little up. Yeah, here it is. So I not only get to see the Constitution of India, that apart, what else, how it was formulated. I mean, you can see over here the constitutions and fundamental laws. Then commentaries are also available and other relevant sources. So if I go to the fundamental constitution and fundamental laws, so you see the entire constitution, then the draft, then acts related to that constitution, that is Indian Independence, Government of India Act, Act of Parliament, even Act of the British Parliament, etc. So this is all quite exhaustive. And same way you have the commentaries also available for each and every country over here. Not only that, some scholarly articles, bibliography, as well as the external links. So therefore, I think it's somewhat similar. It's more probably similar to what you have in the SEC. Yes, of course, the data is different. The rest of the things are similar to this. Now, let me just move back to the SEC Online. And apart from the options that we've seen over here, like research section and the My Library section. Of course, in the My Library section, you have also articles. You can, browse through the Law Review Journal from the leading national law universities and publishers. You can also see
I think we have not covered the compendium feature.
Oh, yes. Sorry. I'll just quickly move that. Yeah. That's more important. Sorry. I just somehow I forgot that. So students, one of the important features over here, which will help you in your what you call in your legal, this thing, moot courts also, and later on in your legal profession also, where you want to prepare a case compendium or a compilation and present it in the court. What you will do is, whatever may be the document, whether it's a notification or an article or maybe a treaty or a judgment or a digest note, all types of documents can be stored in a single document over here. And the process is, you first click on this Add to My SEC Online folder. Once you click on that, it will prompt me to change the folder first thing, because the last one I had that is being displayed over here. So by default it shows my folder. I select my folder, I click on new folder, the new folder gets created. Now that folder has to be named, so it will prompt me to enter a name to this while it's just creating and preparing for me. The moment it does so, and now you can see this folder, I can just simply rename it here. So let me put CNC. I had prepared one layer earlier also. Let me just check. No. So GLC code I have entered. It got renamed. Then I click on select folder. Now it's showing me displaying me the folder. Now I click on OK button. So this first document, that is the 1983 judgment, has been saved in that folder. Similarly, I move on to the other judgment, maybe from Supreme Court. And again, this I want to save in the same folder. So I'll click on the add to my SEC online folder and click on OK. The second document also gets stored in that. Now that was the judgment and maybe the digest note. I can enter, add an article also. So let me click on one. Once it's appearing on the screen, I'll click on this add to my SEC online folder, and this also gets stored or saved. These all documents are getting stored in the folder, and that folder is being saved on the cloud on the SEC online server. But access will be given to only you through whose credentials or through whose login it has been created. Now, accessing these saved folders, the process for that is you go to this My SEC Online icon. There's a My Folders View Folders option. Click on that. All the folders that you have created will be displayed in the first column on the left hand side, and the latest one is being displayed in the result list. It's already selected. So we have an article, you have one judgment from Supreme Court in the United States. So if I select all the three by clicking on this checkbox, the result list, all the three get selected. For what? For preparing compilation. Now, adjacent to it, there is a toolbar action toolbar. I go to the last icon option, that is create case compilation. I click on that, and the moment I do that, it's showing me saving this folder by the same name. Okay, and these are the article and judgments. If you want to change the sequence up and down, that you can do. Once that is done, then you can simply click on the create button. Before that, you can make it legal or A4 and click on the create. And believe me, while we are talking and discussing about this thing, preparation of a case compilation, in the background, the software is preparing this compilation for us. And maybe in a minute or so, you will get to see the compilation itself. Otherwise, usually, which you will be doing manually, will take you at least an hour or two easily. And because you have to do the manual page numbering and all that stuff, which is being taken care of here by the software itself. So you see the title over here and the page number from page number 1 to 7, the first document, 8 to 16, the second one, and 17 to 33, the third one. Now, this is also editable. You can put your own remarks or notes over here. You can also add your maybe college logo, etc., by clicking on this image icon and entering the icon URL over here.
We can leave that.
They would not. Once that is done, you click on the save button, save these changes permanently. Then moving back to the next section over here, that is the documents itself. I click on the pages, page numbers, and it will show me, it will display me the documents and the page numbering, which is automatically done by the software on right hand top. You see in the square box. So it will continue. From page number 1 to 6 is the first document, and immediately from 7 the next document starts. So it's all in sequence. It's all in in sequence. All right. No, you don't have to do any arrangements and arranging of the pages. Then you click on these download arrows to download both the sections of the contents as well as the document. They will be downloaded most probably in your downloads folder. From there, you take a print and you can simply file it, present it in the court or in the mock code competition assets. So that is the case compilation for you. And
I'll just add, there's a question. Mr. Anna, can you just open, can you fire another search from the word search and we'll answer this question. Okay. The question is from Nirin. Question is related to when you are, so does the blue tick mark that appears once we click on the search Result appears even when we have done the research. Okay, change my search term. No. So the question is that Mr. Anaka, just do one search, just fire on one search.
Okay, any search.
Any search.
Simple search I'm doing. One on sedition, let's say. Yeah.
So we got this. So the question that Niran is asking, that they have this center column, we have this blue tick. So if you read this article, that means it goes blue tick. That means I've read this one. Click on the second entry, Mr. Anna, second document, and that also gets blue. So this makes you understand that, okay, yes, you know, that you've read this one, so you don't really go back and doing the same thing, you know, reading the same thing again and again. Now the question that Niran has is, if I go back and do another search, these blue ticks go off. Yes, they do go off, because that's a new search, and the new search will obviously, you know, you'll have something or the other that you'll be searching. It might repeat the judgments, it might repeat the same documents, yes. But understand from a different point of view. Let's suppose if you do a start searching, let's suppose that, let me take my example. If I activate this feature that whatever that I've read in today's since morning, it will still there. It will remain there as a tick. I do so much of research from morning to evening that by the time I come for my last session in the evening, all my ticks would be all my entries would be green, or my entries would be blue ticked. I would not even get to know which one I've read in this one, which I've not. The answer to this, how can you figure out is something that you have read and you don't want to read it again, is by using the My Folder option. Let's suppose, Mr. Anna, can you save this article in the folder, in the same GLC folder?
Yeah.
Or anything that you're saving, yeah. So saved it and try saving it again. No, try saving it the same article again. It said no, it already exists in the folder. So this is one way of doing it. Whatever that you think that is relevant to you, see, because you don't want to read the case that you've already read and which is relevant to you. So put that in the folder. And then if you think something is relevant to you, try putting in that folder. It says it already exists. You know the answer, that is, you have already gone through it. The second question that is that can we talk about the Boolean operators? Renan, we have covered the Boolean extensively in the session. We are running short of time, so I would request you can go through the video which we'll be uploading on YouTube by tomorrow. So just go through those, and you can go through it. Otherwise, you can also go through. Mr. Anna, can you show us a question mark feature?
Yeah, sure. So you have the help center over here. So in the form of a question mark over here. So you select this view user manual. It will open up a new window, new page, and you have the frequently read articles over here, like how to log in into your account, or maybe you want to know more about case compilation feature. You click on that and it will give you an example.
Just write the word near, because I think what Neil is asking about
the near operator. When I type near, it gives me a suggestion how to use the near Boolean operator. I click on that, and it is well explained with the help of a pictorial diagram also, and one example like murder near knife. It's being displayed and explained over here.
And so you search for near. Similarly, just go back on the top. You can type in not. So I'll give you not. And the third one is or. So or, not, near. These three things, you search for it, you can get it all over there. There's another question by Abhishek. Can we talk about the case finder pen drive? Abhishek, I'm sorry, that is not the software which has been taken by the university. It's an online software and which works with the pen drive, and it's limited to one person. And it has a very limited resources. Whatever that we have talked about today on this software, whatever features, whatever database that we spoken about, offline doesn't even have half of it. Probably 10% is what they have over there. So we're not going to be talking about that over here. Any other question that we have? Kumaran sir, I think no further questions from the students. So I would request you to please come in, sir, and let us know if we can conclude the session, or if anything that you would like us to, if you have any query, then we will be able to take that query right now.
Actually, I want to ask you a totally different question. Is this available? Is the cases available, or can be converted into Kindle, Amazon Kindle reading, so that it gives a kind of ease for the eye?
Sir, I personally don't use Kindle, but I think Sanjib, are you on this call? Sanjib, Mr. Chaudhary?
He was earlier. I'm not sure now.
So, sir, I'm not really sure about if it goes on Kindle or not, because I personally don't.
Hello.
So, hi, Sanjib. Sanjib,
Yes.
need your expert advice.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
question-
You can download as a PDF, and then you can read the PDF on.
Yes, that's what I was also thinking about.
Let him just complete it. So,
Yeah.
Sanjib, can you repeat
Yeah.
that one more time?
You can download as a PDF when you download a save in your system, and then that file you can read on Kindle.
Okay, so it
Yeah,
can
just
be
like I do in my iPad. What I do in iPad is I download that judgment and I read in my Kindle, my book, iBook or Kindle, whatever.
Yeah.
You can do
Because
that.
I remember Sanjib is the one who has been using online books, I think, from such a long time. I'm a more of a paperback guy. So it's always better to ask the expert. So you heard it. You heard it from the horse's mouth. So Kumaran sir, yes, the answer is yes. It can be read on Kindle.
Okay, thank you very much. And I should thank all of you, the SEC online team, for having hosted such a wonderful, excellent program. And you have shown to us all how effectively we can utilize these materials, and it can be used for study and research from a single word to multiple words, and how you can limit the search so that the effective utilization of these online materials can be made available to, or can be accessed to all the students and the staff. And I apologize for less number of participation than we actually expected. Maybe because it is a festival day in Kerala, and because of connectivity problem and all those.
Eid.
Okay.
Eid. So I
So,
think yes, sir. Happy Eid Mubarak to everyone. Happy Eid to everyone. Because I think working from home, we just sometimes forget that it's a holiday or not. So, but I think Eid Mubarak to everyone, even though member could not come in. It's for a good cause.
In any case, this recording is available for everyone. So I am sure those who have missed out in attending this at this time, I'm sure they can take benefit of seeing the recording later.
Kumaran sir, thank you so much for bringing.
okay, thank you. And Sanjeev ji also.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much. A lot of gratitude to you and everyone, those who spared their time for today's session. It's been a collective learning, and I'm sure this journey will now continue and will grow further in the larger benefit of development of law and rule of law in our country. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you for on behalf of the students and staff. Once more, thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you.
One last thing before we call it a day. This recording would be available on YouTube tomorrow by same time. You can go and check, and you will have you can go to SEC Online on YouTube and search for GLC. You'll be able to get this recording for today and as in for yesterday as well. Kumaran sir, thank you so much. We'll end this meeting now. Thank you. Mr. Anna, can you end the